At the start of the episode, Mina explains about the Katla hunting competition to Reiji. The competition welcomes great archers from across the country, but there's only one victor every year, Kururu, who is an elf. While they are talking, their conversation is interrupted by Ririka, Kururu's younger sister. Ririka wants to impress her brother as she will be participating in his place this year. As she is a terrible archer, she demands Reiji to make a potion that will make her win the hunting competition. Reiji refuses initially since he cannot make such a medicine. Instead, he can only enhance her archer skills. Reiji notices Ririka's injured hands from practicing for the competition and gives her a potion to soothe them. During Ririka's archery practice, Reiji deduces that she can only hit the target from a short range. So, to improve her accuracy, he advises Ririka to use a short bow instead. Reiji then brews a medicinal lure that attracts animals. It's the Katla hunting competition day, and Ririka does as she was told to do. She opens a potion in the middle of the forest so that she can lure animals. Soon enough, an army of animals runs towards her, and Ririka shoots them with her short-range bow. By the end of the evening, Ririka beats her brother's records with 86 kills, against his 19 kills. But when it's time for the award ceremony, Ririka abruptly leaves the scene to thank Reiji. Ririka rushes to Reiji's pharmacy as she could only think of him during her hunting competition. When she tries to knock on the door, Ririka becomes jealous after seeing Noera and Mina playing with Reiji. She eventually realizes she has fallen in love with Reiji. Sometime later, Kuru visits Reiji in his store and personally thanks him for helping his sister to win the Katla hunting competition. After Kururu leaves his place, Reiji notices an upset Mina. She explains to him that she cannot go outside and reappears on the sofa of the living room if she tries. Curious, Reiji thinks something has to be linked with Mina under the sofa and discovers a cellar under the living room. He then gives his energy booster potion to a resident carpenter to help him with the cellar. There, he finds a brooch that belonged to Mina's mother. The brooch turns out to be an expensive piece of jewelry, set with green garnet. Reiji realizes that's the thing holding Mina back, and once she moves a certain distance from the brooch, she teleports back to it. They discover Mina is actually tied to the brooch, not the store, so by keeping the brooch in her pocket, she can finally go outside. Mina cries in happy tears since she can finally go outside on her own and go shopping with Reiji and Noera. One day, Noera gets a stomach ache eating expensive rokusho nuts off the ground. Mina wonders if it has become Noela's habit to eat nuts since the squirrels keep bringing them. Reiji then brews medicine that makes food taste bitter, so Noera stops eating food off the floor. Reiji later sells his medicine to shop owners to stop animals from eating from their trash bins and help beautify the town. One evening, while trying to make dinner for the family, Noera decides to help Mina in the kitchen, but as usual, she breaks the knife, prompting Mina to yell in anger. Noera suggests that they use a spare knife, for it turns out that the knife she broke was the last one in their stock. Reiji then decides to go to the market to buy a knife. He and Noera arrive at a tool shop, but it's dark and full of mess. Paula, the tool seller, is exhausted as she's been pulling all-nighters and has hundreds of items to repair. Her latest project is Annabelle's broken gauntlets. Reiji gets his knife while Paula shares her frustration from patching up the gauntlets with leather or using an iron to mend them. Since broken iron plates like the gauntlets are hard to repair, she angrily wishes a liquid existed that could stick broken things together. Reiji gets struck with an idea, grabs his knife, and rushes back to his drugstore. Back at home, he invents a stuck-in-place superglue to help Paula make repairs much faster and strengthen the broken objects. He then returns to her tool store, only to find her sleeping on the floor with all the exhaustion. Reiji uses the glue on the broken gauntlets, immediately fixing them. Paula dances in happiness while unfortunately, Noera gets glue on her hands. She cries to her master and mistakenly holds his hand, and the two end up getting stuck together. Back at home, Mina is surprised to see Reiji and Noera holding hands together. After explaining to her about the incident, Mina worries that they have to shower or sleep together. Thankfully, Reiji once again puts his medicinal knowledge into action and invents Stuck No More releasing agent to melt the glue. The following day, Paula visits Reiji, and she thanks him for his glue. Finally, she has been able to go to bed on time. Before leaving, Paula pays Reiji an excessive fee as thanks. Unfortunately, Paula returns 3 days later, complaining the adventurers never buy anything from her shop. Reiji tells her shop is so dark that even her highest quality weapons look like rusty antiques. The two then decide to clean Paula's shop and give it more lighting so that it can look bright and attractive. While cleaning, Reiji notices Paula has weapons and armor that are old and scratched. Like always, an idea strikes his mind. mind, and he immediately rushes to his drugstore. Back home, Reiji invents Glossy Shine Polish, the liquid that polishes small scratches, and Paula soon has all her tools gleaming and shiny. 1 week later, Paula sadly visits Reiji in his drugstore once again and complains that adventurers do not often visit their village, so she cannot sell anything. Elsewhere, the almighty ruler of hell, Demon King Egil, orders his servants to bring him Reiji's energy potion. Egil has become addicted to the potion while the servant worries about his master's health and suggests he stop taking the drink. But when his servant is unable to bring him enough, Egil imprisons him for 3 days. He then decides to visit Reiji's store and get more for himself. In the following scene, Egil teleports to Reiji's store and asks to give him an energy potion. Reiji doesn't want to give it to him for free, so he expects payment even from the Demon King. Egil is outraged since he doesn't have any human money, but soon settles down when he sees cute Noera. Egil becomes smitten with Noera and introduces himself as the Demon King. Egil asks if she can be his wife, but Noera refuses the offer, saying that she likes her master Reiji instead. Left with no choice, Egil offers Reiji half the planet once he conquers it in exchange for Noera and 1 energy potion. But Reiji still refuses, and sad Egil leaves the store. 3 days later, Egil returns with a bag of money that he extorted from villagers by terrifying them, claiming himself the Demon King. But it turns out that the money is all but a small change that the villagers gave him, thinking he was a homeless child. Realizing this, Reiji feels pity for Egil and decides to give him 1 potion. Egil immediately offers the potion to Noera, but she again rejects him as Reiji already gives her 1 potion a day. Humiliated, Egil thinks of another way to get the potion and Noera to himself. He demands Reiji make him his apprentice, in hopes of learning to make energy potions. Reiji refuses at first, but eventually agrees he can work on weekends as a shop assistant. On the first day of work, Egil tries his best to impress Noera. Later, while drinking tea together, Egil asks for a potion to read Noera's thoughts and true feelings towards him. Reiji knows that Noera is indifferent to him, so he warns Egil not to be disheartened, cry, or go berserk after finding out the truth. After Egil agrees, he is instructed to bring ingredients for the potion. Reiji then brews the potion, "Give it to me straight," which allows one to hear the true thoughts of the person who drinks it. Reiji then gives the potion to Noera and asks what she thinks about him. Noera immediately tells him that she loves him very much. The potion has worked, so Egil asks Noera the same question, but he is disappointed Noera is totally indifferent to him. Regardless, Egil is still determined to pursue her, but Noera only kicks him out the door. Meanwhile, Mina accidentally drinks a potion, revealing her thoughts are rather dark and ruder than she occurs to be. Reiji, Noera, and Egil are terrified to hear her inner thoughts and follow her thoughts to make Mina happy. Fortunately, the potion wears off after some time and they share a happy meal. Elsewhere, Lord Valgus knocks on Elaine's room and tells her that he found one of her clothes in the laundry. Elaine is embarrassed to see her father carrying her undergarment. Elaine's butler visits Reiji in his drugstore and tells him that Lord Valgus wants to see him. The next scene shows Reiji sitting with Elaine's father in the living room and discussing the matter that worries him. Lord Valgus is convinced Elaine is avoiding him. Initially, he blames Reiji for using his psychological power and trying to take his daughter away from him. Reiji, however, suspects it's puberty. Since Lord Valgus was a little too direct about the undergarment incident, Elaine must have mistaken her father's behavior. Meanwhile, Elaine arrives in the living room and insists that Reiji go to her room instead of talking with her dirty father. Elaine reveals she doesn't know why she dislikes her father. Reiji wants Elaine and her father to reconcile, so thinks of helping them. Back at his drugstore, Reiji turns his botanical deodorant into odorless body soap for Lord Valgus. The following day, Reiji gives the medicine to Lord Valgus and tells him that it should resolve his problem with Elaine. After bathing with Reiji's formula and shaving his mustache, Valgus attempts to speak to his daughter. He then realizes that Elaine is going through puberty and has a crush on Reiji. She avoided Valgus because he treated her like a child. Lord Valgus reveals he only cared for her ever since she was born. He eventually promises to always love and support her. Elaine forgives her father and hugs him tight after seeing him being emotional. One day, Mina develops a fever, so Reiji looks after her by feeding her warm soup. Mina reveals she was always falling ill while alive, but never got to thank her mother for taking care of her. Meanwhile, Angel attends to customers in the store. Reiji sends him to collect some magical ingredients in exchange for petting Noela's fluffy tail. Angel immediately grabs the ingredients list and excitedly heads outside. Next, Noela and Reiji go to the cellar under Mina's room, where Mina's family once lived 100 years ago. There they find Mina's mother's old journal in a drawer. After Angel brings home the ingredients, Reiji makes 3 minutes revive potion and explains that it can summon Mina's mother for 3 minutes. All Mina has to do is sprinkle the potion into her mother's journal to see her mother from the past. Mina uses the potion and summons the ghost of her mother 100 years ago. It is revealed that her mother resented Mina's father for leaving her alone to care for ill Mina. She was also angry since Mina always got sick, but soon regretted it when Mina died. She cried in vain after losing Mina and felt extremely sorry for her daughter since she never got to live a happy life. 3 minutes later, the potion does its magic, and Mina's mother disappears in thin air. Mina is happy she got the chance to see her mother again and recover from her fever. Later, Reiji reflects on the time he met Mina for the first time when he moved into her house. She introduces herself as the guardian of the house, while Reiji is shocked to see a ghost girl. Mina explains that she isn't a ghost, but watches over her residence. She then shares her wish for everyone who lives in her house to live a happy life.